Hello, my name is Georgianne Ford with the Alpha Center for Divorce Mediation, and I'm here today with one of our attorney mediators that we've heard from before and always brings us great information and helpful tips, Christina Lombardo-Zaun. And Christina is going to talk to us today about what to expect from mediation.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Good. Yeah, this was a topic that I think might be helpful for people because as I talk to clients that, even with consults that might choose litigation or clients that end up choosing mediation, I feel like there's a lot of information out there that might be misinterpreted or misunderstood or just not well communicated. And so I hope maybe this is the first of some blogs that I'd like to write just about mediation in general so that, people that are exploring this option can really arm themselves with information and, be able to make good choices.
Right.
So,
very helpful.
Yeah. So I came up with 4 things that I think, I don't want to call them myths, you know what I mean? But like, just things that I think people should know. So the first one is that the mediator is not your lawyer. And I've heard people refer to me as, well, you're my lawyer. And I'm like, no, I'm not your lawyer. I'm your mediator. And so there are a lot of mediators out there that are licensed attorneys. But in the mediation world, there are mediators that are not attorneys. Regardless of all of that, when you're doing divorce mediation, specifically with Alpha, the mediator is a third-party neutral, which means I don't represent husband, I don't represent wife, I don't take sides. And in addition to that, I am not able to give information that would appear to take one side over the other. So I know with the attorney mediators at Alpha, we work really hard to protect our neutrality. And we do that for our clients. It's something that we take very seriously.
That builds trust right off the bat for me. And I'm sure the people that are listening to this.
Absolutely, because they're coming to us because they want a level playing field and they want that transparency. And some couples don't have the trust because they're going through divorce. And they want to trust each other, but they can't. So it's important for us to really work hard to maintain that. And, it's tough. It's not easy. It's much easier said than done. The second thing is I found, and I find that a lot of people want us mediators to just tell them how to split things up. They want us to do the work. And as much as I would love to, and just say, hey, you take this and you take that and split this here and split that there. We're not allowed to do that as third-party neutrals. Our job is facilitation. So we facilitate the discussion, and our job is to help bring the two parties to an agreement. And so what I'm trying to do in my consultations is really set these expectations up front and let them know, hey, you guys are going to have to do the heavy lifting here, but I'm going to be with both of you. I'm going to be guiding you toward that agreement. And so it's something that's, important. I put in my blog that, I'm not a magician. I love how everybody thinks I'm so good at this, but, I'm not that good. And so I cannot create, agreements just by looking at assets and liabilities. I mean, it takes, with Alpha especially, we take that holistic approach to mediating a divorce. So we don't just look at the marital estate. Litigators will look at the marital estate and that's their job. Let's try and get a bigger part of the pie. But with us, what we want to do is I look at the marital estate, but then I look at, okay, do they both have cash flow? Do they have money to live? Do they have retirement savings? Or how are the children being cared for?
Christine, I'm just thinking in general, the value of the expertise of being an attorney. So you know the divorce code and all the things that you can direct us, not direct us, but at least say this is what the code is, right? I mean, like you have.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you want my opinion, and I have no problem publishing this, I mean, there are a lot of good mediators out there, but if you're going through divorce mediation, I highly recommend an attorney mediator.
That's what I'm thinking.
Because yes, and for myself, I was a divorce review officer for a few years. So, I saw the cases coming in and I reviewed them. So a lot of the attorneys have that extra experience that I think is extremely beneficial.
Right.
Mediation, it does not equate to easiness. I think some people think, oh, if we go through mediation, it'll be easier. Yes, in some cases, it is a lot easier, but it's not easy. And I know I'm wordsmithing here, but that's what lawyers do well. And, there are moments, hard moments where we have to dig deep and, where the conversation gets a little contentious and a little tense. And it's difficult. And some of the clients have to make tough choices.
I'm sure.
So it's not easy. It's easier than litigation. That I can definitely say without a doubt, but it's not easy. And the final thing is that mediation does not also equate to a quickie divorce. Does it happen faster than litigation? Almost always. And so, yes, it is faster than litigation, but that doesn't mean it's going to get done quickly. Now, with us at Alpha Center for Divorce Mediation, one of our goals is to get everything, soup to nuts done in 6 months. Not always the case because, I had a couple lovely couple, did everything that we asked them to do and did all the heavy lifting. And they had this trouble with a quadro. And, so that was sort of outside of all of our control and really delayed the process. But for the most part, our goal is 6 months. So yeah, that's a lot faster than litigation. My litigated cases were 3 and 4 years, and those were small cases.
Oh my goodness.
So, I thought about this and I do plan on writing more, and I'd like to speak more about it. This was just kind of like to get everybody's feet wet, see if there's any interest. And so if anybody that's watching this has questions, please raise them, because then I can answer them in future blogs. Because I think it's important.
I'm just thinking, what would you say would make it a good clients? I mean, what makes them, these are good mediator clients? They're ready. They understand this.
Well, and right. And so, not everybody's suited for mediation. So I think the clients, based on my history and my experience, is they're reasonable, they're flexible, and they come to the table wanting to come to a resolution and not wanting to gouge the other person's eyes out or drain their bank account. Some people, and listen, they're angry with each other. But I had a couple who I worked with very recently, and yeah, they're very frustrated with one another. But they both had the commitment to come to a resolution because they both really didn't want to go through the litigation. So, being reasonable, being flexible, and being transparent really are the keys. And it saves them money. And it's funny because my clients don't realize how much money they're saving. They might see the fee for our service, and that's one thing, but they don't see the amount of money they're saving. And it's a lot. I wish I could quantify it for them, but that would require them going through litigation, and we don't want that.
Right. Well, number one, I'm thrilled that you're going to write more blogs about this, because I think this was just a great start for us to just get a good idea and good feel for what to expect. Yeah. And, what would make us good clients.
Right. Anything to help my clients, anything to help people get through this difficult time. That's my mission. That's my goal.
And we appreciate that. Thank you for coming. I also want to say that we must have had a memo out to each other because we look like we're wearing the same uniform today.
Looks great.
Any of you that have questions, please call the Alpha Center. Happy to answer any questions you have. 1-800-310-9085.